You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good morning, everybody. You are listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we are live. It is Monday. It is Monday after one of the strangest weeks that we've ever experienced, because it was historical. It was a historical week. Harvey King just blew in, and it was funny. The famous last words of my last live broadcast was Jake doing the new traffic and weather, and he goes, and there's a tropical, what? Are we going to have a hurricane? He hadn't seen any of the reports of this thing coming up, and he was kind of like shocked. And so I think probably by Saturday, he understood there was a hurricane coming. And anyone who moved here from the north probably was, their first experience with a hurricane. That was a whale of a, beginning, being baptized by fire, in the sense that, yes, this was a bad one. And I've lived here 60 years, and so living here that long, I've been through so many of these. And what's so sad is how many people have, especially in the last decade, get pretty jaded by the hype and the, the passion and the scare tactics that you feel like you're experiencing from our weather people. And so, and always, I would joke that I think that there's a conspiracy between the TV stations and the grocery stores, because as soon as they say we have a tropical disturbance out in the Gulf, all the batteries, all the milk, all the bread is gone. It's just amazing. And I know who's buying all that. It's the people that just moved here, have never experienced a hurricane. Well, it was funny. I don't know what day it was that I finally got serious about this is really going to happen, and this is what they're saying is really happening. But I went to the store. All the water was gone, and all the milk was gone, and the bread, the items. And I was going to buy a couple, stock up for a couple of days, and that's what I did. And people were going crazy, and it was you get caught up in it. And I started buying things that I never buy. I just started buying them because they were there and that they didn't have a shortage on it, but I may use it sometime in the future. It was absolutely ridiculous. And so we kept being ready for all the electricity to go out, and we're on a water well. So if the electricity goes out, we have no water. We have, you're like pretty much, we're on camping. And my husband is a hunter, and he thrives on this kind of stuff. So we had every camping equipment that you need in the kitchen immediately, and everything was there. But we never lost power, except for a few seconds during Friday where nothing was happening. When we lost the power, nothing was going on. So we thought, boy, we're really going to lose power. And nothing happened. We kept cable, and it was amazing. I felt so guilty as I watched all the images. I had every TV on in every room on watching this, and the more you watched it, the more depressed you became, and how guilty you felt if you were in air conditioning. And I felt like turning everything off, and just so I could feel what these people were feeling. I felt so sorry for them, and everybody had that feeling. They wanted to do something. They wanted to help somebody. They wanted to get out as soon as they possibly could, because they're seeing all these rescues. And the Cajun Navy, did they make a splash, literally, in this area, and how much respect we had for them. But they took on the Texas spirit, and the Texas spirit now is everywhere, and extremely trending is how our people, Texans, have handled themselves, and the volunteerism, everybody that's there, that's trying so hard to help everybody, and how good they felt for doing that. I think it was just an amazing time for us to shine and to get rid of a lot of the junk that you see on TV and all the news and all the sniping and the silliness of things that people want to gripe about. Took a back seat, and there was a balance to what was going on in the world today, and that right now what we found and what we proved is that you help what's right in front of you. You don't ask questions. There wasn't a color, there wasn't a creed, there wasn't anything that was separating anybody. We were all melded, really, and just trying to help what we saw that was the problem right in front of us. And that's what they did. And I was so proud to be a Texan and be from Houston and watch those people just get right in there and help and work. And so today, a great show we have lined up for you today. And this is live. I got to keep saying that because everything I watch usually is pre-recorded. But this is live, and we're downtown in the ghost town of Conroe because it's a federal holiday. And happy Labor Day, everybody. And that's what everybody's been doing for the whole week. Somebody probably needs to rest today. They need to rest. And there's no jurors, sad or mad faces walking up and down the streets of Conroe. It really is a ghost town down here. But we're here, and I am so blessed to have Luke Reedus with us. And Luke is the director of Chop House. He does so many things. That's just a part of his life that he is helping. Chop House is Conroe House of Prayer. And just like I told Luke when I first met him, I was so embarrassed when I went in that place for the very first time. I'm thinking it's a pork chop place. I'm thinking I'm going to get pork chops and a great meal, and I'm so excited. I opened the door, and this didn't look anything like a restaurant that I could. And then when I found out what this was, and I had walked in there going, like, okay, where do I sit? And I felt really bad, but I was so happy to find out that this place was here, and it certainly does a great deal of work with the homeless and with people that need help spiritually, physically, and all that. They're there to help. And so many churches come in and do their part by feeding these people that are coming in, and it's just it's an amazing group and so inspirational. And along with Luke is partner in, not in crime, but in helping his partner, is Karie Perkins. And she is with, I love this, I love the name of your group. Just stay right there. Get up and get real. Because this show is what we call it, a real reality radio. But what you guys are doing every single day, and welcome to the show, Karie. What you do every day is you get real with the real people out there and people that are doing and suffering like in turmoil and struggling every day of their life. So when they see something like this happen, like Harvey come along, I'm interested to know how they respond to you and what they say to you about watching what people are doing and how people have come together and all that. So I want to talk about that in our next segment. But I wanted to let everybody know that they're here, and we're going to find out all that you can do. Just like I was sitting there going like, I want to do something, and the water's going to be gone, and I'm not going to be able to go save anybody, and I don't know what good am I doing here? I'm wasting the space on earth. And that's not true, because every day, every single day of the year, there's someone that needs some help. That's right. And there's something that you can do, and that fulfills you. I think there's an emptiness inside of us that has to be filled with that. There's a compartment there, and if you're not doing something to, help, and so you feel bad, and you want to. But as soon as you fill that up with helping people and getting out and getting outside of yourself, you do feel a lot better. And so, if you're looking to feel better, I'm not going to give you any kind of advice on medication or anything like that I'm going to have to, once I say that medication, then I'm going to have to give you all the disclaimers of that. There's no disclaimers to this. This is just a promise that was made, and is always kept every time you go out and help somebody, and you're going to feel a whole lot better than you did before. And I watch and I hear the stories, and everybody's heard the stories, and this is worldwide. Someone that was in England, in London, was talking about how they're all focused on Texas. They're all focused on what these people are doing, and they're just totally amazed that all this is going on. And so, and that's come from all different parts of the country, the world, is that people are looking to figure out what's going on. And I'm so critical of reporters and hyping and exaggerating things that get everybody so worried and excited. And but I got to give kudos to a lot of the reporters that were, standing in there. We kind of get amused by the ones standing where the hurricane winds force are coming in, and they're trying to keep their balance and trying to tell you what's going on, but you can't hardly understand anything they're saying because the wind is so bad and the rain. Why can't you take them inside, do the report, and then go out there and let them stand to get the effect? But you see that, and we just get totally jaded by so much that we've seen here in this area. But boy, was it true. And those reporters came through, and I saw a lot of them going out and dropping the mic and really going out and helping people. So I say we did well in covering that. So we're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about the humanity of it all. And we're going to talk to Luke and Karie and talk about what their efforts are and how you can also be a part of that on the Cindy Cochran Show, which is always a real reality radio. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? The Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your question. Get seen on TV or YouTube and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Sponsor your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Remember, live is better. And if you can, join me Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and interact live on the show through my Facebook page. Let's get your morning started.
Always ready to come back and talk. We're live on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. And just a big thank you and a big virtual hug around this city and our surrounding cities. And we're in Conroe. But, more than a hug and a be warm and be filled statement as you pass somebody is an actually doing something. And that's who we have with us today, are people that really hands-on the community and what's going on. And every day, not just when a historical giant hurricane comes through, there's need every day somewhere. And you can be a part of that. And you can find that you're going to feel better. And it's just a guarantee of a better life if you help somebody else. It just is. And go out and test it. Anyway, we've got Leek Reedus. See how I can just destroy people's names. Okay, Luke Reedus, who's with Compassion United, and we love Compassion United. It's like, that's a great name. And then we've got Karie Perkins, and she is with Get Up, Get Real, and Get Real. And they joined forces. And so, Luke, this hurricane came. We've seen amazing outpouring of support, love, clothes, food, everything that these people have been totally displaced with. And yet you work with that every single day. Even the very same definition. You work with people that are displaced, that do not have homes, that are and a lot of times lost souls in the sense the way they feel, and that everybody's ignoring them. Can you tell me what kind of response you've had with the people that you work with to this tragedy?
To the people that we serve?
Well, no, the people that you serve, how have they responded, what they talk about, what they've discussed about seeing the reaction of the city, the world, and all that?
Yeah. Well, as far as, the reality is, as far as the homeless folks that we work with are concerned, not really a lot was different for them. They just needed to go into the shelter for a few nights and came back, and just sort of, many of them are business as usual now. Sounds sad. I mean, the people in the community, though, this is where it's been really overwhelming. But, we have an amazing community here.
Yes, we do.
We really do. And I was stuck at home. I mean, I was kind of like you. It was Thursday morning, and I woke up and I looked at Facebook and I said, maybe I should start taking this kind of seriously or something. And as soon as the rain started falling, I got people calling me saying, or texting me or sending me messages saying, what can we do? What can we do? I'm like, I don't know. It's raining. We can't really do anything right now. I'm stuck at home, But I think the thing that we saw the most was I was really overwhelmed, like almost to the point. I have a good friend that says sometimes the only curse we can feel as a Christian, or what would seem like a curse, would be trying to manage the weight of God's abundance. And
that's great.
That's really kind of the way we felt.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a list of 100 people that wanted to go out and do something before I could. I'm like, I can't even go anywhere. I'm stuck at home. We were flooded in, and so that was the thing that was just beautiful to me, was everyone's heart to help.
Right.
Everyone's heart to get out and do something. And the really cool thing about this is, this is one of the things that I love about Karie, is it's just people that like, this isn't my focus all the time, but I'm dropping everything that I do, and I'm changing to go and help my community. And that was really inspiring for me, to see.
I love that, and I think that I found out that my daughter said, "Mom, do you know that Lone Star Convention Center is open, and you can go and bring things there?" And they were taking people in, and I went, "Oh, that is so great!" And then I got another video to post that was happening close to our area, and it was just in the churches that were starting to open up and all that. And I know that the churches wanted so badly to do something, especially when you have the chance. It's almost, it's like, Luke, this is going to be a weird comparison, but it's like being a black belt in karate, and you walk around with that knowledge, knowing I could take any of you, I could do this. You have that inside of you. You have that confidence and all that. But nobody ever picks on you. Nothing ever happens. So you sit there with that. And finally, with somebody, you see somebody in trouble, and you go like, now I can use this. It's like everybody has this inside of them.
Right.
But it's just when you finally get permission to use it, you finally get, here's the opportunity. I can be good. I can help somebody. Yeah. And they feel so good for doing this. But it seems like it's pent up in us, and that when there's that opportunity, boy, it goes crazy. I don't think everybody that's slowing down in front of a wreck is just wanting to see blood and guts. I think a lot of people want to know if maybe I could help.
Could I find purpose in this circumstance?
That's right.
And I think that all of us have a longing for purpose.
Well, I think there's good in everybody.
Absolutely.
Because they were created by some really good.
Yeah.
And so
pretty good.
And that we're in the image of something that is perfectly good. God is so amazing. And a lot of people have said, how could a God up there, let this happen to this, this community and displace all these people and do all this? But to stand back and have the wisdom to look at something and go like, this is terrible, but such good things are coming from this. So many good things are being shown and being able to be seen. So I I love I think every sermon Sunday was probably like, it's going to get better. Everything's going to be okay, and all that. And God didn't strike us down. God didn't bring Harvey to destroy us. But we're better because of this.
Yes. If you have a theology show slated anywhere, I could go on and address that part of it too. But,
you know what?
It might take a while.
And I never even question the fact that, I'm no theologian. I just do it. I just say what I feel. But I think that what you offer people and what I want to get to is that you've had a lot of people coming to you and saying, boy, I want to do something. I want to help. What are you, if you get on a radio show like this and you're talking to people out there and they're feeling the same thing, I want to help. Yeah. What are you telling people now? How are you managing that?
Right now, I'm just asking people to be consistent in that. I mean, right now, one of the challenges, we've done disaster relief in various different places over the years, and one of the consistent occurrences is that the zeal to help typically lasts as long as the media attention. And
yes,
so this is going to be a long recovery process. And it might not be, hey, we get to go and demo somebody's house this week, or hey, we get to cook meals for 300 people. It might be that you as an individual are sitting in your living room thinking of Joe and Kathy, who their house was flooded a month and a half ago, and it might be good to check on them and take them dinner, see how they're doing, and it doesn't always have to be. I mean, this is one of the challenges with the church is that we tend to want to make all of our compassion programmatic. Let's rally the troops and all go out as a church and do this thing. And the problem is that means that the destination has to morph to what we're offering. Mm-hmm. But sometimes what we're offering isn't what they need.
Right.
And so I think that it's important for us to be, we have to remember that we're doing this to help a hurting, traumatized person. And we get this great sense of satisfaction for doing that, but that sense of satisfaction can't be our motivation. Our motivation always has to be that love for that person and understanding the depth of what they're going through and not trying to, we had somebody that came by the Joy House, one of our ministries that it took on 3 feet of water, and we were there doing a lot of work, and somebody came by that they wanted to give us, they just wanted to give stuff. And we were like, we don't need anything. No, you want diapers? We don't need diapers. We're fine. You need water? I'm like, I got 12 cases of water in there, and it was like, they just wanted to help. And it's like, man, if they had said, oh, you don't need anything, great. Well, maybe we can pray. Can we just pray?
Yeah.
Or something like that. I mean, we need to just really be in this for the long haul and be compassionate toward people and understanding like I said, there's a traumatized person there, and they're wanting to get all of the sheetrock and the carpet out of their house because it needs to happen, but like the real focus of what we're doing there is to love on that person.
Right.
And this is hurting them. I mean, we have to understand with every wheelbarrow load of stuff we're hauling out of their house, it's just part of their life.
Right.
That's leaving, This might be their I mentioned this to you earlier. This might be their wedding album or, the pictures that their kids drew and put on the refrigerator that are gone now.
Right.
They can't be replaced that. And so not only are they dealing with the logistics of the situation, but they're dealing with the trauma of their life. I mean, how are we going to recover from this?
I think you're right. I think that's where we lose sight. And we are ADD, and I think that a lot of things that will, have our squirrel moments about you concentrate on this, but then you go like, wait a minute. And then something else happens and you lose sight of that. And you're right. When the cameras go off, when the cameras leave the town and the reporter's standing out there asking everybody, what's going through your mind right now? When that's all gone, then who's left to keep going? And I think it's just certainly the organizations that know this happens every day, and that deal with people that are feeling that same traumatized feeling, like every day they go through that. And so it's not going to be, a quick fix. And the long haul, the long term of this, I was shocked at how much coverage and how long they've given this. And, but of course, then you wait long enough and Kim Jong-un will come through and distract everybody from this tragedy and try to scare everybody to something else. So we have this going on all the time. And now people go like, okay, I'm on to this. And these people are still hurting. These people have still lost everything and their beloved pets and all. So you just think about that person who, when they say, I've lost everything. Right. And they had a picture of a guy who was holding on to his two dogs and had his face buried because it's like all of a sudden it's hit him, what everything has happened and they've lost. But in your position and what you're doing, and you've partnered up now with Karie, and that you guys are out there, reaching out, going to where the people are. Right. And see, that's interesting to me. Because a lot of people say, well, we build this church and they'll come. But a lot of times you have to go out and actually find the people, find the need. Just like you were saying, what is the need? What do people need right now in this community, in our community? We're bring this down to a 5-mile radius in this sense, that we know that I can help right here. I can't do anything miles and 1,000 miles away, but right now I'm right here. So we're going to talk about that when we get back. We're going to talk to let Karie finally talk. Karie Perkins sitting over there is so sweet and so patient. And we're going to let her tell you what they're up to and what they're doing. Okay, you're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we'll be right back with The Real Reality Radio.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Hi, this is Cindy. Thank you for taking the time to snuggle up with a good computer and a latte grande and listen to the Cindy Cochran Show, having fun with the world's news and local happenings in your own backyard.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for joining us. And we talked about what a week we have had and all the images that we have seen on TV. The most compelling are always the children. And you saw those babies having to be transferred out of the intensive care units in different hospitals and being put on a helicopter in those little neonatal little hospital beds. So it's so pitiful, and they're being put on there and they're whisked away on the helicopter, and the parents have to stand there and watch them and then try and get to that hospital and try and make it there. Well, they are Cadence Hope. We've talked about Cadence Hope for a long time, and Cadence Hope is in the business of raising money to support parents who have their children in this kind of emergency care, and they don't have a place to stay. Cadence Hope supplies gas money and tries to get them where they can be with their children and help because one parent has to work or has to be gone. That they try and support that. So they're having a benefit. And I just want to tell you where that is. I'm talking about want to be part of this. It's Friday, September 8th. Mary Sarah and her band are going to be at the Do-Si-Do, the big barn, I-45 in the Woodlands, Texas. And that concert is supporting Cadence Hope Foundation and the parents of premature infants transported by air to hospitals in North Texas during Hurricane Harvey. So if you want to be a part of that, tickets are available at dosido.com. Do-Si-Do, D-O-S-E-Y-D-O-E. What's a Do-Si-Do? .com. So please be a part of that as well as probably a lot of you are doing a lot of things, but this is an important thing because it's about the babies. So anyway, okay, Karie Perkins, Get Up and Get Real. Mm-hmm. Where'd you come up with that name for your organization?
I was in prayer one day, and the Lord said it's time to pick up your mat and get real. It's time to pick up your junk and get busy doing what I asked you to do.
Yeah. He said, you can talk to me all day long, whatever you're doing. He said, always be constant in prayer. Yeah. You don't need to be, sitting there or kneeling, and just get up and go do the stuff you need to do. Right.
What I told you. Yeah.
That's right. I love that. That's a great way to get your name and out there. And you partnered up with Luke. You guys are, before you partnered up with Luke, what is it you exclusively, concentrate on? Where was your focus?
We try to train and equip people in their gifts. A lot of times they go to places and you get told what you're to do instead of looking at what God gave them to do. So we try to pull the gold out of them and train and equip them to work in what God has gifted them to do.
That's great. That is great. I suppose you put them in just jobs as well?
No, not yet, but that's something we could do.
You're training them in their goals and what the talents that they have.
Yes.
And then I guess, are they coming in and staying where you have set up, or you go to their houses or their
No,
homes?
actually they come in and it's kind of like church, but it's not church. It's in my home, and they come in and we start teaching them to pull out what's in them. And we have people coming that come from every background that don't even know that God even has a plan and purpose for them.
Right.
And, well, I'm told to do this. Like, no, that's not what God's asked you to do, because they were told to do it. And we just start praying with them and looking for what God has placed inside of them. Like with Luke, his call is he helps the community. He helps. And some people are like, well, I'm just told I'm to come in here and do this. No, you need to find out what God's asked you to do.
Right. That's so great. And I assume, do you work as well, like at the Chop House, the Joy House? You go down there, or
Not yet. I've been
Not
there
yet.
a few times.
Yeah.
A few times.
We're trying to wrangle her into some of that.
That would
I
be-
travel all over the United States and to other countries.
in doing the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
And going in and finding out what people really, where their heart is, and where God has placed them, or where God wants them to be. I think that's wonderful, and how exciting to see behind it's funny when people say the Spirit, and it's kind of, you don't understand what that means, but when you look at somebody's eyes, and when they get it, and they figure out what you're saying is, that's me you're talking about me, and that's what God, the guy that created all, he wants me. Are you sure you're talking about me? And they look behind them and say, yeah, I'm the only one here. So that their eyes just light up, probably.
It's like Luke said about finding purpose. Everybody has a purpose, and they're all wanting to help somebody.
Right. That's tremendous. Well, do you go to where people are trying to start ministries, or you go to where they have a ministry and you go in and just help encourage and
Yes, both.
and talk to the people, both of it? How did you find Karie, Luke?
Karie and I attended the same church several years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so we've known each other for quite some time, and have just maintained a relationship, and just love. I love her heart for empowering people, and that's my sweet spot, and I think that it's sort of a like-mindedness of, listen, I don't want to just sit around and coddle you
Right.
forever. I'll meet whatever needs I can, but
Eventually, you got to get up.
you got to get up and get real, right? And so that's one of the things that I've admired so much about her, and then especially, just since the hurricane hit, just the way that she has mobilized so many people and began to just, not trying, not in an effort to get her name out there or anything, but just to go and love on people and be a blessing to people. That's the best way, I think, to equip and encourage and empower people, is to show them that regular people can go and do amazing things.
Right.
We have the same spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in us.
That's
right.
right, yeah.
And so that's not
right.
meant to sit in front of a TV all day.
No,
and
no.
lament. It's meant to go out and transform our community. So.
Well, I think it's just like my son just brought me a treadmill and put it in the bedroom and said, instead
I'm sorry, I
of
just thought it was
laying
funny
there,
the way that you put tread and then meal. In
I think that's my subconscious saying, this is what we're
I
going
do
to,
the
as soon
same
as we
thing.
finish with this, we're going to, no, but he put it in there and he said, instead of you sitting here, laying here, watching the news, why don't you walk while you're watching the news and this will help you with everything. And I go like, oh, thank you. And he says, and you'll feel guilty as you see this here and not, and I said, yeah, but I can cover that all with clothes hanging on it, so it doesn't bother me anymore. But I'm going to. But he said, you're going to feel better. You just do this, and so when you get angry at the news or you get mad at what's going on, then this will be good for you. And I think that's what it's like, getting up and doing something, and how much better you feel, whether it's going out and taking a walk. But the thing that just amazes people is that you mean if I get out of my comfort zone and go down and help somebody and feed the poor and all that I'm going to feel better for, I don't even know these people and I don't want to get involved, and they may make me want to do other things. But I think that's what it's weird. And I mean, if you read a lot about the Bible and you read all the stories that, what you were asked to do is not what we would in society think was the best thing to do. And instead, and he says, you go that second mile with somebody and you're going to feel better about it. So I think that we are needing this kick in the behind. I think this is what Harvey gave a lot of people here. And I think it will linger with a lot that said how good they felt, picking up that elderly person out of that water and putting them in the boat, and them being so grateful and just hanging on to that person who saved their life has been tremendous. But in what I like that you're doing is that you're going to, like, the empowering the person, right, is that you can coddle them. That's right, Luke. And a lot of people like to be coddled, and it gets easy to be coddled, and why stress when you can just sit there and have you put your arm around in here and I'll feed you something. But if you teach them, this is all inside of you, you can become what you need, and you can support and survive, by what you're empowering them to do. I think that is great. How many, do you have a story about, maybe some people that you've, contacted recently or started talking to recently, and what response they have to you once you start pulling this out of them?
Just an instance of what we just did. We went and helped a lady clean and gut out her house that had lost everything. But next door to her neighbor did, and she had nobody. She was single. She had her elderly mom. They just buried her father 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Her son he's lost. Don't count right now. And we pull up. She's completely drunk. And it was just like, she didn't know where to start. And it was just like, we loved on her. Just to grab her, hold her, just Luke was talking about. And, at that moment, it doesn't matter, okay? There's water in the house. Everything's torn up. It's a mess. What would Jesus do right now? And It wouldn't be like, girl, we need to get in here and clean your house. It was grab her, hold her. This is
That's
a human
a good point.
in front of you. And
Yeah.
like Luke said, she's just lost everything. And she just she just buried her father. Her mom can barely walk around. And she's like, nobody's coming. We've asked for help. And at that moment, it wasn't a cry for help to help me in my house. It was like, I'm fixing to lose my mind. Will somebody help me?
Boy, that's...
And it was just to hold her and, to tell her it's going to be okay. But for her to really know it's going to be okay. It's a difference on holding them and letting them know that. And then just like, hey, we're here to help you tear up your house,
Right.
And it's like Luke said, it's just not ripping out sheetrock. You're finishing off what Harvey didn't do.
Yes.
Wow, yeah.
That is
Think
so
about it
true.
like that.
And Harvey, hurricanes and things like that happen can take the physical and destroy that in physical surroundings.
We've done more crying,
Right.
and than being in there and being Wonder Woman, but it's more than that. It's connecting with them. It's connecting them on a spiritual level, on loving them.
I've had preachers say that there's a lot of the older ladies at church will come up and give them a hug, and she says, this is the only hug I get all week long.
Right.
And that's so important, that just that part of the interaction, the human interaction of it. So I I love that, but you're not letting them sit on that and sit on the grief and sit on that. That you got to get up and start moving. And the best thing in that, do you agree, is all of the busyness that needs to happen now. There's a lot of things you need to take care of and do, and that will help get through instead of sitting in the water and let it lap up and you go like, what am I going to do?
Best advice I got was from Luke when I called him. I called him crying, like, Luke, we want to get involved. We'll do whatever to help you. Just give me a direction, because I'm not this person, but being around him, I'm going to become this person. And he said, Karie, just slow down. It's not a race. It's a marathon, and we're going to have to take it at a pace. It's going to go on forever. And he even said, when the media stops, we can't stop. We have to keep going. So he's like, I'm going to need you for a while. So that's my best advice, is we've got to just see a need, fill a need.
I love that. And I just, God bless you and your work. That's so awesome that's what you're taking on. I think in all of that, you've got the compassion, but you also have here's what you need to be doing. Here's what you've got to get up and start doing, and you're going to feel better, because you're going to realize, I can do this. You know what, Richard? We're getting ready to go to our last segment, or was that sometimes I've been going and I go like, that was our last segment. We got to go. We have one more segment coming up. So guys, do not go away, because we're going to talk about how you can contact these people, what you can do, and getting up and getting real. Okay, guys, you're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and you know what that means? It's real reality radio, and it's Monday. Yay.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Hey, this is Cindy. Just wanted to thank you personally for listening. Remember, live is even more fun, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. And if you or someone you know would like to sponsor The Cindy Cochran Show, please message me on my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show.
And you're back on The Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. And for all the first responders, kudos to you. We love you, and you shined in this whole thing at Harvey, and of course, for all the victims, we are praying for you, and you're on, everybody's prayer list, and that's what's going to get us, all through it for sure. And this is something that needs to go on for a long time. So those prayer lists need to just, you need to probably encase them in plastic and keep them in front of you, so that it won't be just for this week. You pray for somebody, it's going to be a long time. And I love that some of the news stations will say, well, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And at least they say that. I mean, they say the word prayer. And that, people have said that, God's going to get us through this. And people coming out of the water, coming out of the rescue boats and all that, kept saying to the reporters that I just have faith, and, I don't care what's happened. God's going to get me through this. And that's what it's keeping us alive, and is our faith. And so all of that was said on national TV, that heard world around. And then that's what's keeping these people and giving them the spirit that they have, this Texas spirit that people are talking about. And it's tremendous. So it's been a great PR deal for God, I think. Don't you? I think it's been really good. And he's going to come out on this. I think that's what a lot of times people go, well, it's okay. God's in charge, and I'm not going to worry about it. And I don't think the green gases that we've been emitting really, is responsible for all of this. And we're just going to take it by it's here, it came, it conquered, and we're going to overcome it. And so that's what I think is going to happen because of all that we see. We see this, and people like you, Karie, and Luke, are people that, I know there's hundreds of people that you've met, thousands that you've met, that say, I'm so glad there's somebody like Luke that can do this because I can't do this. I'm so glad there's somebody that has Karie's spirit because I couldn't do it. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't. But Karie teaches you that you probably can. You don't know it. And Luke says, look, I'm one person. And what I'm here is to empower many people, to empower someone else, and let this ripple out so that we can handle this. And Jesus said that the poor is always going to be with you. I love that statement. I think that was, and there's always going to be wars and rumors of wars, and that the poor will always be with you. Statements from the Bible were like, yeah, that's right. So you can't, heal everybody right now. You can't, do everything just like he said. It's a marathon. You just got to take this one day at a time and what's in front of you and what you can do. Here's what I can do. I can't do everything for everybody all over the world, so you just collapse and go like, I can't do anything. But you can do something. And if it's just calling somebody and to encourage them, sending them, a note or something. And like you say, just give somebody a hug. Maybe the only hug they had all week. You see, I've been so good. On my last segment, I hadn't cried yet. Oh, Cindy, I'm so proud of you. But I can't think about it. It's like you can't think about it because you start dwelling on it and you just get so emotional. So you need to go do something. So shut up, Cindy, in this program and go out and do something for somebody and you'll be better. Right, Luke?
Well, I think one thing that we have to realize is it's okay to cry.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's a
okay.
good thing.
It's okay. I mean, man, we're all traumatized by this. We're all of us. And I mean, I laid in bed last night and I cried. I'm a grown man and I cried. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
There's a mourning that's taking place here.
Right.
And I love the promises of God that blessed are those who mourn because they'll be comforted. Instead of your heavy spirit, I'll give you a garment of praise. And I think that it behooves us to, at this time, especially in times like this, to do that, to embrace praise. This is an opportunity for all of the people of our community to appropriate the power of God that we walk in.
Right. That's right.
And a lot of people are sitting around and they don't realize it. And if you think like in Judges chapter 6, Gideon, he's a coward hanging out in a wine press, right?
Uh-huh.
Threshing wheat, which is a goofy idea,
right.
But he's doing it because he's afraid of the Midianites. And then this angel of the Lord appears to him and tells him how he's known in heaven. And how he's known in heaven is completely contrary to how he sees himself. Mm-hmm. That angel says to you, the Lord is with you, mighty man of valor. And I think that all over our community there are people that maybe because they're not leading a big ministry, that
mm-hmm.
they don't feel like they could make a difference. And it's completely false. I mean, there's nothing that Karie or I have that they don't have.
Right.
We've been given all things that pertain to life and godliness according to the knowledge of him who called us by glory and virtue. That's not just us. It's all of us. And so I really feel like I love the way that things get done, grassroots.
Right.
And I think that's the key is people recognizing that they do have something to offer. And because they can't save 100 people and help 100 people, well, there's somebody that you need to call and check on, somebody that you need to take some groceries to.
Yes.
Gift cards to go out to eat. Listen, people are in a situation right now where they're having to make decisions. And I know that right now, one of the things that I really need a break from is making decisions. I don't want to make another decision right now. I need a break. I need a rest. And when we're asking them, what can I do for you? What can I get for you? What do you need? What do you want? What?
Right.
They're having to make decisions about that. And if we can show up with a gift card to go somewhere and get something to eat, they don't have to make a decision about what they're going to have for dinner.
Great idea. I love that. I love that.
So,
now, how can somebody get a hug from you? What
hug?
is
Go up. I do that. I love this.
Where do you want people to contact you or find out about you, or what's the best way?
Well, the best way, honestly, we've got a website. Who really uses those anymore? Our website is compassionunited.us.
Compassion United.
I'm sorry,
okay.
that's the website, yeah. But Facebook is really it. I mean, Compassion United has a Facebook page. That's how you can find out about us. That's really where we're posting the videos, the live updates that we're doing about, where we need stuff in the community, and that gives us agility.
And your Facebook is
Compassion United.
just Compassion United.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page. Yeah.
Okay, they can find you there. I love that, and you got a lot of pictures and a lot of stories and things like that. That's what we need. And Karen has said that whatever they get, they're just handing over to Luke and them. So, but I pray for your ministry and yours, and I think everybody will. That's so great, and we just thank you so much for your what you've had to go through. And Luke, I'm so sorry about your house. I didn't know that. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I appreciate your coming here and telling us what we can do, and that's what we need to do. And everybody needs to get up and get real. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks for having
That's all I'm saying. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening, and we're back tomorrow, Tuesday, live. Yes, we will, live. And I hope that you join us and go out and make somebody happy. Just make somebody happy, and you're going to be happier. It's just so weird how that works.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show is recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.